Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, CEO Club. Thank you, Ijaz, Nisar Saab, and thank you the entire team for organizing an amazing event. Like always, you guys are doing tremendous work when it comes to highlighting the potential of Pakistan, the entrepreneurial spirit of Pakistan, and how Pakistan should be looked at from outside. So thank you, and I would say a big round of applause for these guys as well. Thank you so much, CEO Club. Now, our topic today is Pakistan illusion versus reality. And I would just like to share my own personal experience of how the illusion versus reality panned out for myself. Background that I would like to share with you is that I graduated from the United States in finance and ended up being an investment banker on Wall Street. I was working for an institution named JP Morgan based in Manhattan, New York. I'm talking about the early 2000s. No plans of coming back to Pakistan, nothing to do with Pakistan, and just going on with my Wall Street career. And then in 2005, there came a time when I thought of an entrepreneurial venture, and I said, I need to go back and I need to be a part of the Pakistan's ecosystem, contribute to the economy through an entrepreneurial venture. And that is where the illusion versus reality point struck me. As I was sitting in Central Park in New York City in 2005 on a sunny day, I was thinking, if I go back to Pakistan, what is the illusion and what is the reality? And trust me that the illusion was very, very negative, and what I was told, and unfortunately it still holds true, but I will give you a different perspective because I experienced it firsthand. When I was sitting there, I thought, okay, there's so many negatives about Pakistan. There's a law and order situation, there's an economy, there's inflation, so many things that were not going well. But then I looked at a couple of things and I said, okay, if you're an entrepreneur heading to a country, a developing country, a third world country, the opportunities remain the same. Whether be it Pakistan, whether be it any other third world or developing country, you'll see the same themes in these countries. I ventured into, when I was thinking about what business, I wanted to do something other than our family businesses, so I wanted to start something new. So I thought of pharmaceuticals. Back in 2005, I looked at two sectors. I was looking at the economy and I said, healthcare and education. Every developing country has a big gap. The state cannot have enough resources to spend on healthcare, and they don't have enough resources to spend on education. Sadly, that still holds true today, but that is a big opportunity for entrepreneurs, and that's what I thought back in New York City back then, that hey, I'm going to get into healthcare, I'm going to get into pharmaceuticals, and fine, it's a new business, but I'm going to learn it. So I came back, did not give any attention to the illusion that was being presented, and I said, I'm going to go to the reality. And I came here and I started a venture in pharmaceuticals back in 2008. It took me 3 years, came back in 2005, took me 3 years to build the manufacturing facility, learned the business, had nothing to do with this business, and here I am after 18 years of struggle. And I say struggle in a good manner. I climbed a steep learning curve. And today we represent one of the biggest pharmaceutical entities in Pakistan with exports to about 20 countries, leading the pharmaceutical innovation, R&D. And this is the reality that I saw myself. So the illusion that I had, 20, 30, almost 20 years ago in 2005 is not the reality that I experienced. And that is still true. And that is what we have to believe in. That if you are willing to contribute to the ecosystem and are willing to work in Pakistan, there's still tremendous opportunity. We're a country of 250 million people, 6th most populous country in the world. People say, things are going to go wrong, we're going to have this. I said, look, you're an economic engine in yourself. If the world shuns you out, does not matter. 250 million people have to eat, drink, sleep. They have to have an ecosystem to sustain themselves. So how can someone just come up and say, hey, Pakistan's economy is going to fail, Pakistan's not going to have anything? Well, that can be said for countries that don't have a domestic consumer base, but we have a huge consumer base. Any business that you get into, you could do really well, and that opportunity still exists. We talk a lot about negativity. Oh, there's so much debt in Pakistan. Debt to GDP is something that we talk about. Again, we are heading towards a documented economy. We always say that a big chunk, a big part of our economy is undocumented. It's the black economy. And, when we talk about the GDP to debt ratio, that's what I tell people, that, hey, is that something we should be worried about? Not really, because the debt to GDP is your documented GDP. More than 50% of your GDP is undocumented. Add that to the picture and the equation changes. So as we get documented, as the economy will get documented, as the money that's sitting out of the system will get documented into the system, even the debt that we have is not going to be a big problem. The problem that we have and the illusion that we have to change is the perception. The perception that Pakistan, and sadly, this was 20 years ago. I came back, I took a leap of faith. I became successful. I thank Allah for this. But then, the illusion needs to be changed. And I believe all of us need to play our part. I'm an ambassador. Anywhere I go, I talk about my reality. Being in America, being in the financial world, being on Wall Street, no plans of coming back. But hey, here I am today, contributing to the economy, planning on staying here, not going back. And today, if you look at the same spectrum or the economic landscape, sadly, realities stay the same, but again, the opportunities remain the same as well. So in my view, I think that there's a bad PR or a bad brand imaging that we have to work on. And, opportunities come to those that strive for them. And I believe that this country is full of opportunities. We learned in economics, high risk, high returns. A lot of people talk about, having phenomenal returns in business. Well, let me tell you, that is very hard to get when you go to the developed world. You've got a lot of competition. If I were to be in pharmaceuticals in the US, it'd be a different game altogether. I would have to work maybe 100 times more. I'd have to be more efficient because there are so many people doing the same. In Pakistan, there's a vacuum. Every business that you look at, there's a vacuum. And, I honestly think that in Pakistan, a lot of times just doing the requirements that you're supposed to do or deliver to a customer is good enough. In the developed world, you have to go above and beyond the call of duty. Here, if you're just doing the call of duty, a lot of people will just be happy with that, because you don't see a lot of people striving for excellence. You don't see a lot of people moving towards the excellence or trying to give the best customer service. That is where we have to work. That is where we have to improve the brand of Pakistan. Value addition, we talk about exports. We need two things today. We need exports, of course, dollars, and then we need FDI, foreign direct investment. Both are a result of investor confidence, and that will happen. We will get into exports, we will get into value addition if we start looking at our products. How can we add value? We look at textiles, we look at all the other traditional sectors we've been into, but it's time to expand out of it. It's time to do value addition in the sectors that we were doing and go into other sectors. In pharmaceuticals, I'll talk about a reality. Biotech is something that's taking over the world. The next decade, 2 decades are going to see a revolution in healthcare. We're going to see a lot of biotech products coming out. We're going to see stem cells. Stem cells is something you all have heard of. But guess what? Biotech and biological products, raw materials are found in Pakistan. Stem cells are acquired from a lot of sources, and we, being a high birthing country, are a big contributor could be a big contributor to the raw materials of the biotech industry. So just one spectrum of healthcare, there's so much more that we could accomplish. So coming back and wrapping up my 2 cents here, I would say that the illusion again is pretty bad, but the reality, alhamdulillah, is very good. I'm an example in front of you where I didn't look at the illusion. I paid more attention to I decided to figure out the reality myself, and alhamdulillah, Pakistan will grow, and we will grow, and the reality will be, inshallah, a very good reality and a better reality for all of us. Thank you very much.